Hi, my name is Marley Racknick. Do you know who the lead singer and guitarist of Nirvana was, had global fame, and sadly joined the 27 Club? I've been a lifelong fan of Kurt Cobain and the music he released, and I've researched his life and achievements. I'll provide information on the childhood, career, achievements, life, and death of Kurt Cobain. Chris McDowell's book, Kurt Cobain, Alternative Rock Innovator, says that Kurt was born in Hoquiam, Washington on February 20th, 1976. Before he was a year old, they moved to Aberdeen, and that's where he spent his whole entire childhood. Donald was his father, and he was a mechanic at a local gas station, and his mother, Wendy Fredenberg, was a stay-at-home mom tending to Kimberly, his sister, and Kurt himself. Kurt was described as a hyperactive child. They tried medicine to calm him down, but nothing helped. He was very happy and positive, always singing, and he never sat still. He was interested in music by the age of 2, and at 7, he was given his first bass guitar by his Aunt Mary. At 8 years old, his parents got a divorce in 1975. This can be described as his downfall. He was no longer happy, positive, or anything. He was very angry and mad. Him and his sister lived with Wendy, and because he started fights with her new boyfriend, he had to move out and live with his dad. He was very rule-defiling, and he would skip class and get into trouble. He started being friends with a bad group of kids who smoked marijuana and drank heavily in the 9th grade, and he was very introduced to hard rock, which he loved. His dad sent him to live with relatives, and by that time he had been thrown around for 5 years before he was finally placed with his uncle, Chuck Fredenberg. The lack of authority Chuck had over him and his association in the rock band gained his respect. He was given his first guitar on his 14th birthday by his uncle. His lifestyle and constant moving left Kurt 2 years behind, and he decided to drop out a few weeks before his 1985 graduation. Because he was a dropout, he decided to pursue a career in music. He didn't have a band because nothing could work out because constant quarreling against bandmates. But in 1986, he teamed up with Chris Novoselic and created a cover band called Sellouts. They covered songs by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Kurt was the drummer despite his talent in guitar and singing. Things changed when a real band was formed with drummer Aaron Buckhart, and Kurt Cobain was placed as the singer. They didn't have a name, but they were very successful. Their first gig was in March, and it really took off. There were high expectations for the new band, but they proved a lot of people wrong. They switched drummers to Dale Kroger and then eventually to Chad Channing. In January of 1988, Kurt bought time in a recording studio in Seattle. They recorded 10 songs with producer Jack Endino. Endino went on to sell their demo to record labels across the country, and they finally partnered with Sub Pop. In 1988, the name Nirvana was finally decided. Kurt translated this to Total Peace After Death. Nirvana had taken off. It was a huge success. Their first single was Loveless. It was a cover, but they gained the attention of the crowd. Kurt worked tirelessly to make Nirvana the alternative rock band extremely successful. He was doing very well, and they had a high future. He made the comment to his grandparents, "I'm happier than I ever have been." In the summer of 1989, Nirvana released their first album, Bleach. In 1990, they let Chad Channing go and found what Kurt called the drummer of our dreams, Dave Grohl. Dave became the permanent drummer of Nirvana. In the winter of 1991, they signed with DGC Records and started working on their new album, Nevermind. Nevermind had already sold 500,000 records when it was first released. According to Carrasco's journal, The Awful Music of Kurt Cobain, Nevermind knocked Michael Jackson off Billboard's top spot. Rolling Stone even went as far to say Nirvana was the world's first triple platinum punk rock band. By October, Nevermind had already sold 3 million copies. No one had affected the rock and roll industry like Nirvana had. Their third album was In Utero. It was very successful. Nirvana had truly reached fame. Kurt Cobain met his future wife, Courtney Love, in 1989 at one of his shows. She had her own band called Hole. Drugs had always played a huge part in Kurt's life, but they really picked up when he started dating Courtney. He was addicted to heroin by 1991, and Courtney became pregnant. And on February 24th, 1992, the couple were married in Hawaii. Kurt wore pajamas to the ceremony. On August 18, 1992, their daughter, Frances Bean Cobain, was born. She was a healthy baby despite her parents' addiction to heroin. By 1994, Kurt was severely depressed and addicted to drugs. Courtney had left to promote her new album in Los Angeles, and Kurt followed for a local rehab. He only lasted 2 days, and on April 4th, he was declared missing. According to Steve Doherty and Johnny Dodd, in the People article, No Way Out, Kurt Cobain was found dead on April 8, 1994 by an electrician installing a security system at the Cobain's house in Seattle. Many people still speculate on whether it was actually suicide, blaming Courtney for having him murdered or doing the murdering herself. They say that she was jealous of the fame he had reached, and there were rumors that they would be getting a divorce. Other people say that it would have been humanly impossible for him to kill himself just because of the high concentrations of heroin that were found in his bloodstream. Nevertheless, fans were devastated and mourned the death of 27-year-old rock star Kurt Cobain. He was a very talented performer, but he was very troubled from the start. I have provided you information about Kurt Cobain's childhood, career, achievements, life, and death. Even though Kurt Cobain was very talented and famous because of Nirvana, he struggled with drugs and depression, which finally led to his death.